Today I'm talking 5 football news topics from this past week and discussing what's really behind these clickbaity headlines. We live in a content world where even mainstream media is scratching and clawing for attention online. That means sometimes sensationalizing a headline a little bit. And as a YouTuber, you know, I know a little bit about that. But sometimes a headline takes on a life of its own, and the true context of the story gets lost in the chaos. Some stories just lose context, but in extreme cases, you end up getting a story that's pretty much 100% fiction. So I'll be hitting the real stories behind some bigger headlines that you definitely saw, and some smaller stories that might have gone under the radar. All related, of course, in some way to the NFL world, because until further notice at least, this is a football channel. Featured today, we got Antonio Brown's first stint as a team owner and the chaos that ensued like 2 weeks after that was announced. Are Cam Newton's locks the reason he's out the NFL? And why would he say that? Or a better question is, did he even say it? We got the physical embodiment of the term steal of the draft, and have the reports of NFL Sunday tickets skyrocketing been exaggerated and misleading? I'm gonna show you how to save some money. Last story of the day will be a quick feel-good story, but other than that, y'all know what time it is, fellas. Cue the Wayne.
I'm no quitter, cause I'ma go get her.
Alright man, real quick here before we jump in, today I partner with Geologie to bring you this sponsored video. So Geologie is a 22-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company that's been recognized in men's health. They've been recognized in Oprah Daily, Hypebeast, Esquire, not to mention Birdie and the Axeman Grooming Awards. The products have been built around a handful of proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. And Geologie creates simple and effective skincare routines customized for you with just a handful of ingredients. I'm not the type to spend all day in the mirror. I got better things to do throughout the course of my day. That's why I love the simplicity of Geologie's system. Every morning, I just use the everyday face wash. After that, I use the moisturizing morning cream, and that's it. Face clean, face moisturized, and I can move to my morning coffee. At night, I use the face wash again. Get the sweat and the grime from that whole day. Obviously, you want to clean that up before you just go hop off into bed. After that, you use the night cream, which is similar to the morning cream, but engineered to feed your skin throughout the night. Now, you can also use this eye cream for the dark circles around your eyes. An extra step, but an easy one if you want to get rid of your dark circles. So that's what I like about Geologie. It's the same stuff you'd already do, just a more effective way to do it. The way it works is simple. You click the link provided, take a 30-second diagnostic quiz, and with just a few clicks, you tell them about your skin and you tell them about your goals, and they design a personalized routine just for you. And right now, for a limited time, they're hooking you up with a crazy offer. You can use my code FlemLo70 or scan the QR code on the screen, and they'll give you 70% off of their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you can save big on the add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. One of the best offers you'll see, so get it before it's gone. Thanks again to Geologie for partnering with your boy and sponsoring today's video. But without further ado, it's time to jump back in. Let's get it. So throughout the years I've covered Antonio Brown, and I wasn't super quick to judge dude. I definitely took the time to try to understand him. I carefully watched his moves, and somewhere deep inside the mind of a maniac is just a little bit of brilliance. But that brilliance has gotten buried deeper and deeper over time due to erratic behavior, what seems like pretty much zero morals, even turning his back on a man who let him live in his house while he going through a divorce. Come on man, where does it stop? On the field, this man was one of the best receivers I ever saw, but we all witnessed how at the end he just blew up his career as a player. Well, now it's being reported that he might be at it again, blowing up his career as an Arena League team owner. Last month, AB posted this video on Twitter captioned, "Still, I maintained a level of professionalism and positivity while dealing with insecurity today. First game as an owner. Stay encouraged." This quick clip is gonna be relevant to the overall story.
Yeah, this is my field. I'm the owner.
Nah, I don't think so. But
Yeah, well, you don't think so.
Well, you gonna get off the field. You get off the field right now.
You get off. Nah, you get off.
Alright, more on that in just a second. A deeper story behind this whole thing is actually pretty dope. And as far as marketing and storytelling, I would have led with this. See, for those who don't know, Antonio Brown's dad was an arena football star back in the 90s. Touchdown Eddie Brown won AFL League MVP back in 1994 while playing for the Albany Firebirds. So the fact that his son grew up to purchase. The current Albany Arena team is like the last scene of a movie. But to quote Orson Welles for, I don't know, like the 1000th time, if you want a happy ending, that depends on where you stop the story. Cause if this story continues and they drop the second movie, you'll see the son who symbolically purchased his dad's team. And I say symbolically because it's not the exact same franchise, but it's an Albany Arena team just like the one his dad played for. And he even hired his dad to help him run the whole thing. That's a really dope story, and maybe it works out in the long run. But for the moment, it seems he's actually kinda just running it into the ground. On May 2nd, the Albany Times dropped this headline. Head coach, several players out at Albany Empire after pay issues and a quote, incident. Now the headline you saw was probably more like this. Antonio Brown's arena football team Albany Empire in chaos after harassment claim and players not getting paid. Harassment claim, chaos, players not getting paid? What the hell is actually going on? Let's unpack. Alright, so AB posted this video and caption claiming he owned the team on April 17th. According to the original article, players stopped getting paid, literally bro, only 4 days later. The coach Damon Ware confirmed the lack of payment, and not long after, dude up and left the team. So the whole situation is just pretty damn chaotic, and there's a few moving parts that just don't neatly fit. First, the harassment claim. Initially, you see Antonio Brown's name and harassment claim in the same sentence, and you've already assumed that dude's done something terrible. But the harassment portion of the headline doesn't have to do with AB, or doesn't have to do with AB, at least not directly. So apparently, after going 2 weeks without game checks, a few players on the team confronted some team officials. And this whole part takes place on the team bus during the ride back from the game, and of course AB wasn't on this bus. So team officials explained the lack of payment was due to a clerical error, which involved the team changing owners, and that slowed down the checks. According to a more recent report, it seems like this might have been true, because as of now, at least one of those missing payments has been paid. Don't change the fact that it was late though. We've all seen this type of thing happen. I've been in situations with sponsors where payments was late after I signed a new contract with said company. There was a mix up with the old contract ending and the new one starting, and all that stuff had to be worked out, rectified, and made right. And the last place I want to put myself is defending AB. I have done this before and it came back to bite me every time. So I really want to be clear. I'm just saying that to say this. The reasoning team officials gave was actually plausible. Now the harassment report was filed by a kicker on the team who seemed to be trying to explain kind of what I just said to a whole damn bus full of pissed off football players. They got bills, they got families, and they got responsibilities. I just played 2 games without getting paid and I'm not trying to hear that. Now if you're wondering exactly how I came to this conclusion, man, check out this crazy news clip I came across.
Hi, Mark and Sabrina. The player who filed an aggravated harassment report to Albany police is a kicker with Albany Empire. This incident reportedly happened on the bus heading back home to Albany after an away game in North Carolina, but that police report was filed at this local hotel. Michael Hall, a kicker for Albany Empire, says he was the one who filed that complaint.
I was hit by Brandon Cisse.
Brandon Cisse is an offensive and defensive lineman for the Albany Empire.
The money that players get paid is very important. It is. But when anything changes hands, there's going to be some different stuff. And I don't know if you've ever gotten a new job.
But then the interview started to escalate when his teammates started to interfere.
Just come over here then. Come over here and talk about it. Just speak your truth. No, what y'all are saying is crazy. No, what y'all are saying is actually crazy.
Okay, well, sir, we are going to have a right to be here. Shut this down right now. He agreed to the interview. Shut this down right now.
Now TMZ obtained a copy of the printed list of players who were locked out of their hotel rooms by the quote Antonio Brown group. The guy the kicker accused of hitting him is the first name on the list. So I'm assuming these other cats maybe was wilding on the bus ride back as well. Not saying they hit nobody, but I'm guessing that's where it stems from. But it's one of those situations where I feel their frustration. How could you not get their skepticism dealing with a guy who's so erratic? If Antonio Brown was your boss and your check didn't show up, if you didn't assume the worst, I might think something was wrong with you. But at the same time, man, the way this is reported or the way the headlines read is pretty damn misleading. And just to get the real gist of what was actually going on, I had to go through several different articles and piece the story together. The lack of communication up front and the sloppy yet flashy business style that comes with Antonio Brown took what would have been an uncomfortable situation and helped escalate it to damn near mutiny. And when the coach texted AB about the payment situation, instead of calmly explaining it and promising to fix it ASAP, according to the now former head coach of the team, AB got mad and texted him violent threats. The coach said dude was a nightmare to work with, and here's a couple of quotes from Coach Damon Ware. It became all about him, not the football team. We built a wonderful organization over the past 3 years. He came in and killed it. Damn. Man, I feel for the coach because over the last 3 years, they really did build something that dude could be proud of. For the last 2 seasons, the Albany Empire won back-to-back Arena League championships. But with this one acquisition, they've been thrusted into chaos. And when asked about leaving the team, here's what the former coach had to say. It's a happy day for me to be out of this crazy situation. Goodbye and good riddance. Dude said, bro, I'm out. To wrap this story up, after the craziness ensued, AB came back and said the media was circulating a false report. He's now saying that he doesn't actually own the team.
It's my field. I'm the owner.
What the hell's going on? So apparently the team's owned by Antonio Eli Express Trust Enterprise, and AB claims that he's a foreign national who, despite popular belief, wasn't actually born in Florida. Pro Football Talk called it a clumsy effort to create a shell identity, which would allow him to walk away clean without losing anything. A smart move if it works, and even though it sounds crazy, you see this type of stuff done all the time, especially by politicians. I wasn't joking when I said that deep down somewhere inside the mind of what seems to be a maniac, there is a level of brilliance and smarts, but emotional immaturity override that every time. Just because you think you got a safety net in place, that's not a great reason to just fall on purpose. One of my favorite players of all time is one Cameron Newton. And is it hard being a Cam fan? Yeah, sometimes. He had some comments last week that was a little controversial, and this one's funny, but not for the reason you think. So first, let me read you the reports or these captions, then I'm gonna play you what he actually said. Update, former NFL MVP Cam Newton thinks his dreadlocks and fashion have, quote, hindered his chances of being in the league. The next one says, Cam Newton says his dreadlocks are the reason he's not on an NFL roster. Bro, this tweet was seen by 10 million people. So there's 10 million people who feels that Cam said this. All right, here's a headline from Fox News. Cam Newton says his dreadlocks are the reason he's not on an NFL roster. Bro, let me play you the actual damn clip, and you'll notice that he actually says the exact damn opposite.
Point, obviously you took on wearing, the dreads, and my parents are Jamaican. Obviously, Jamaica is a center of Rastafarian culture. Obviously, although people practice that around the world. Do you ever feel like it impacted you getting an NFL job, being accepted by a brand, or just how you're looked upon as far as employment and being the face of an organization?
It's such a prestigious brotherhood, fraternity. Whether I go back or not, I always can be able to say I did it at a high level. Do I need the NFL? No. Does the NFL need me? Hell no. I would just, turn an eye to that and say, like, look, that's not the reason why I'm not in the NFL right now. That's not the reason why I'm not in the NFL right now.
There it is, man, verbatim. That's not the reason that I'm not in the NFL right now. Meanwhile, every single post, look at this, bro. All based on a fake quote. When I say a fake quote, here's what I mean. This post says Cam Newton responds to the question of, has his career been hindered by his dreadlocks and fashion? This quote says that Cam Newton said, it's been hindered and I'm not changing. What he actually said was that it's been hinted. And a few seconds later, he actually finishes the thought.
It's been hinted, but yeah, people have hinted towards to say, like, Cam, we want you to go back to the 2015 clean cut Cam. But yeah, that was a different me. Like right now where I'm at, it's really embracing, who I am. Right.
But did you ever hear of a team specifically, like when you were vying for, job, particularly when you came back, obviously you ended up with the Panthers or whatever, that you heard specifically that might have impacted as far as your look, the dreads, or just your style?
No, you would hints toward it.
So he actually never says he's not in the league due to his hair, and Miss Josina, bless her heart, seemed to be trying to get that answer out of him. But when given ample chances, he doesn't make that excuse. He says while he has heard things, that's not the reason he's not in the league. He says it's been hinted towards him that he should go back to the clean cut look, and for that statement for an interview I promise none of these people watch, you get a made up headline for something dude never said. And when he says the team hinted at him that he should go back to the clean cut look, are there people in this world who actually doubt that? Chris Johnson said he was told pretty much the exact same thing.
I remember when I was doing my pro day, and there was a scout from Cincinnati. He was telling me, he like, man, you're not going to make it in this league long if you don't change your image. You need to cut your hair, you need to take your goals out your mouth, you need to do this, you need to do that.
But this is one of those headlines that's based on nothing. Like he literally didn't say what the headline says he said. And it's crazy because right now there's millions of people out there who know Cam Newton's blaming his dreadlocks for not being in the league. And being 100% sure about something that's 100% false is literally the reason why I'm making this video. Also, as a former dreadhead, I'm empathetic to this subject. So NFL Sunday Ticket has found a new home right here on YouTube, or is it YouTube TV? When NFL Sunday Ticket left DirecTV after 30 long, excruciating years, every person who didn't want to stick a dish on top of their house simultaneously rejoiced, but it didn't last long. Because according to reports, the price absolutely skyrocketed. Did they really? Let's dive into it. So as you know, man, for the last 30 years, NFL Sunday Ticket was exclusively available on DirecTV. And it didn't work on the DirecTV streaming site either. You had to have that satellite dish somewhere outside your apartment, if your complex even allowed it, which most did not. Why? Because they all had deals with the cable company. But that was my old struggle. See, now your boys become a homeowner. And I can imagine just going to war with HOA over that dish. But as far as the price, you can get the base DirecTV package for $65 per month. Then you can add on Sunday Ticket for a one-time fee of $300 and you was good to go. So throughout the course of a year, you paid over $1,000, whether you wanted the extra channels or you just wanted Sunday Ticket. And I'm here right now to tell you a secret. Contrary to the headlines, you can now get Sunday Ticket cheaper than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to save some money. Now this doesn't include if you had that college student discount. That was the hookup. For like $120 you can get the whole thing. So if you was a student or found a way to finesse the system, what I'm about to tell you now will not beat that deal. But if you didn't have the student discount, contrary to the reports, you can now save a whole lot of money on Sunday Ticket. The reason a lot of people miss this is due to how it's been reported. You ever look at some of my thumbnails and be like, Flem is always positive. Why the hell does he make these negative ass thumbnails? That's because of you or the algorithm or both. But if you got a negative headline, you get more clicks. That's just what it is. I don't know what's wrong with us as a human society, but that's how we're wired. It's been repeatedly said that Sunday Ticket is now available on YouTube TV, which is true, but it's also available right here on YouTube. And that's important because when you purchase it directly here on YouTube, there doesn't seem to be a monthly fee involved. So here's the plans right here. And you can see that NFL Sunday Ticket plus YouTube TV, if purchased before June 6th, is $250 plus $73 a month. So let's do the math real quick. If you get it before June 6th, it's $250 plus $73 a month, which comes out to $876 a year. Add those numbers up and you get $1,125 per year versus $1,080 with DirecTV. And I don't want to spend too much time here because this is not the main point. But even that's technically cheaper due to DirecTV's hidden fees. But that's irrelevant. If you just want to watch the game without cable, you can now actually get a deal where you pay for Sunday Ticket only. See, if you scroll down right here, you can see the YouTube deals. And if you get it on YouTube, not YouTube TV, according to what I'm looking at, it seems like you're paying literally only a one-time fee. So instead of paying $1,080 a year for it on DirecTV, instead of paying $1,125 on YouTube TV, you pay $350 one time and that's it, which is obviously way cheaper than the price it was before. Now you got to get it before June 6th if you want that price, but even after June 6th when it goes up $100, it's still 50% cheaper than what it was on DirecTV. Now understand, I get nothing. I don't give a damn really where you get it. I'm just annoyed with my friends complaining about it in a group chat. I'm like, bruh, do the math. It's actually cheaper. And we all know y'all ain't gonna do nothing but pirate the damn game anyway. Now, if you already pay for YouTube TV, then it'll be cheaper for you to just add it over there. Now, if you like me and you need that and Red Zone, that'll hit your pockets for a one-time payment of $40. Now, I apologize because I know sometimes people like stuff to get mad at, but don't worry, when it comes to this Sunday ticket thing, I got you. According to Pro Football Talk, we almost had a better deal with even greater savings and more options. One of the companies that was trying to secure this deal was Apple. And according to the article, they may have been planning to give Sunday ticket to fans for even less money. How much less, I don't know, but according to the report, they were also trying to develop a package for fans who only watch one team. So before I'm a Bengals fan, I'm a football fan first. So I watch everything. I'm locked in all Sunday. But for example, I know a lot of Bengals fans who just watch Bengals games. I know a lot of Saints fans who literally just watch Saints games. They're a fan of their team first and football second. So for them with Sunday ticket, they buying 31 other teams whose games they literally have no interest in watching. That's always been an issue with Sunday ticket on DirecTV, and it seems like it'll continue to be an issue on YouTube. But according to the article, man, Apple was gonna allow those fans to subscribe to their team only for a much cheaper price, which would have been a dope option for those fans. But I'm sorry for y'all, man, they ain't get the deal. You ever wonder how much those jerseys with the number 1 on them actually cost? You know, the ones first round picks hold up when they're on the stage? Well, according to a Deadspin article, man, 2 USC students looked to conduct an experiment to answer that exact question. So according to the reports, the students allegedly entered the talent room, which they was not supposed to be. They entered the room carrying a bag and then exited the room with a slightly fuller bag. Around that same time, 3 jerseys were reported missing: Cowboys, a 49ers, and a Vikings jersey. The 2 students were stopped at the airport right before they actually boarded their plane. You could picture the police standing there and them trying to act casual, just holding their bag with the stolen merchandise in it. So the police searched the bags and they find 2 of the jerseys, the Cowboys jersey and the 49ers jersey. As for what happened to the Minnesota Vikings jersey, the world may never know. So for our last story of the day, I got a feel-good story. Just something real quick to get us out of here on a positive note. It's gonna start a little crazy, but look, bro, just stay with me. So last season, the Bengals-Bills Monday Night Football game got canceled due to the terrifying collapse of Damar Hamlin. When it happened, Bart Scott, and bro, I'll never forget this, man, just jumped out on TV and said it was T. Higgins' fault. Said it was T. Higgins' fault for literally playing football. Players came to T's defense as it was obviously a freak accident. The Hamlin family never blamed him. They showed an incredible amount of class. And then the real good news ended up coming down the line when Damar pulled through, survived a crazy situation. So today, dude's made what seems like a full recovery, as he's, according to what I read, been cleared to return to the field. And recently he was spotted chilling with T. Higgins and the other Bengals receivers, Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. It's dope to see people heal mentally and emotionally, as well as Damar's physical recovery from a terrifying situation. And while there was never really any bad blood, it's dope to see him hanging out not as players, but as men. If you want to know what makes Anthony Richardson different from similar quarterbacks, click the video on your screen right now and check it out.